Hello and welcome back to Black Mirror 2. Did I say it here for me again? So last time we left off, we just entered Willow Creek in Chapter 3. I think if I remember correctly in the description of the game, there are 6 chapters like last game, so I don't know how much longer we have. Because last game, 1 and 2 and 3 I think were a bit longer, and 4, 5, and 6 kind of decreased in length, especially 6, so I'm not sure how much more we're going to have after Chapter 3. We're going to talk to the rest, and I didn't notice, but the soul key that's over there is actually the soul key we used in the first game. How they know how they look beyond the few paintings in Black Mirror Castle, I'm not sure.
What can you tell me about this place?
Willow Creek. It's the nest in which I was born. Just like all the others you see around here. No one moves to here. Either you're born here and stay, or you're born here and leave. They can't keep hold of the youngsters anymore. They want to be in the city. The place is dying out.
Is there anything special to see here?
The museum, of course. I was significantly involved in setting it up. It's even on my land, which I've leased for a small, appropriate fee, of course. Go into the village. You won't miss it. We set it up once the flow of tourists dried up. You need to offer the people something, after all. We redesigned the rear part of the museum last year. Now it's got a lot more zip. It was my idea. None of the other people in the village have got any idea about business.
And?
You have to speculate to accumulate. You're not going to attract tourists with a couple of clay pots and carpets, are you?
How can you attract tourists?
With a show! You need to give them something. We've got 5 gruesome murders here, an old family full of maniacs, a dark curse. There must be some capital in that.
Doesn't seem to have worked all that well so far.
Alas, no. Many didn't get involved. Said you should let the dead rest in peace. We won't get anywhere like that.
Of course not.
During the first few months after the murders, it was looking really good. The papers wrote about our murders all the time. Loads of free publicity. They came from all over. Buses full. But then, well, the hype died down.
Ooh,
As it
how
does.
Tragic. Hey, perhaps a couple of people should be killed every season. Then you'll get more press.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. You haven't invested all your savings. But I'll have the last laugh. This place is gonna be on the up again.
Okay.
What's that castle out there on the hill?
That's the famous Black Mirror Castle, ancestral home of the Gordon family. There are few buildings here that have a history as fascinating and blood-soaked.
Why, what happened there?
What didn't happen there, more like? Every imaginable abomination. Murder, torture, witch burning, dark rituals, devil worship, everything.
Yeah, sure. And that's not just what you tell the tourists to make this place more interesting.
Well, perhaps it's not quite that bad, but what the people say is true. That castle is cursed. That much is certain.
Cursed.
Just look at the Gordons. An ancient family that's gonna die out. One blow of fate after the other. The latest events alone. Around 25 years ago, there was a fire in the castle, and Master Samuel lost his young wife in the flames. 12 years ago, the eldest Gordon committed suicide. He jumped from the castle tower. After that came Robert's murder and Samuel's suicide.
You said 5
The
murders.
last surviving Gordon
So how's
is
William
Lady
committed still a
Victoria.
suicide?
She's already about 90. When she dies, one of the oldest families in England dies with her.
Sounds like bad luck, but not necessarily a curse.
It is. The castle is cursed. It makes the people crazy. How else are you going to explain one Gordon after the other completely losing it?
Some mental illnesses are hereditary. And if it's an old noble family, incest may also play a role.
Yeah. Or natural radioactivity, or poisonous groundwater. That's all far-fetched. It's a curse. Everyone knows that.
Oh yeah, so far-fetched. Curse isn't far-fetched.
Couldn't you perhaps give me Angelina's room key?
If you buy the hotel and let me retire, then we can talk about it.
And if I forget a 50-pound note on the counter, would you go outside to look at the pretty pictures on it in the daylight?
Young man, this is a quality hotel. I can't and won't allow its reputation to be damaged.
No one will notice. There's not a soul here.
You can't bribe me, and that's that.
What's that then? A soul key?
They are powerful, magical artifacts. After the murders 12 years ago, the police seized documents from the castle. Amongst them were also pictures of these soul keys. Samuel Golden must have been nigh on obsessed by them. The police believe that Samuel had several of them.
Perhaps the devil himself gave him the order to do it.
Perhaps. What's for certain is that he killed for it, and that the keys, assuming they ever existed, disappeared when he committed suicide.
And what has that got to do with this plastic trash?
That's no trash. Do you know how expensive it was to produce thousands of these and ship them here? Pal, that cost me a fortune.
Thousands. How many have you sold?
Put it this way, I won't need to reorder in the near future. Even though they're so fantastic. Or they even light up when you put a battery in them.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for the chat, Murray.
My pleasure.
You're still swindling. Okay, next area.
Room 13. That's Angelina's room. And that's my room, number 12. First I'll get rid of this rucksack, and then I need to find a way to get into Angelina's room. That's better.
Okay, wall. Yay.
Strange. The wall doesn't look like it belongs here. Looks temporary to me. It's pretty dark back there. But it looks like the passage simply hasn't been renovated. I'd like to guess that this wall's been put up just to prevent the guests in the front part of the hotel from being disturbed while the restoration work's still going on in the back. Perhaps Murray ran out of cash, or he saw that he didn't need any more rooms. Whatever the case, the renovation didn't get finished.
Yeah, so this would have been the cells, and further on would have been the boiler room. In the lobby? No.
No. I don't think there's anything of interest waiting for me back there.
Yeah, huh. 'Cause that's the lobby entrance. Huh.
Let's see. A few crime stories, poetry collections, fairy tales, horror stories. Just the thing for a relaxing night in a hotel. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have one of those. A whole load of good books. But I don't know how they're supposed to help me in my search for Angelina. A whole load of good...
Okay, the bookshelf is still interactable, so that's
clock with
suspicious.
a glass cover and some carving on it. Huh. What's that? The clock's just an imitation. It can't be wound up. Probably a cheap electronic clock with batteries. I can't get it off. It's screwed on. I need a screwdriver or something like that to get it off the bookcase.
Okay, that's suspicious.
I can't get it off.
Newspaper.
There's a newspaper lying on the glass table. Maybe a service for the guests. Oh no, can't be. The paper's already several weeks old. Probably so little going on here that Murray hardly ever gets back here to tidy up. Nothing's older than yesterday's paper, but I don't have to read it. I think I'll just take a few pages.
Okay.
A newspaper. By the looks of it, I'd say it's a halfway serious local rag. Whatever. Probably not worth reading. The idea is very much that you sit yourself in this armchair, read one of the books from over there, while quietly smoking a pipe or a cigar. Judging by the ashtray, it looks like that hasn't happened for some time, though. It's sparkling clean. There's only a box of matches lying in it.
Oh. Let me guess, we're gonna burn the leaves.
Allardyce matches. Sounds like there's still a few in here.
Okay. So if we go over here...
There's no way I could light this heap with a match on its own. The leaves underneath are too damp as well. A match wouldn't even char them.
Ah, maybe the newspaper's kindling?
I've got the crumpled newspaper in the middle, next to the leaves which aren't so wet.
Ah, okay. And now... light 'em up. Yeah, pyromaniac.
The newspaper's lit. The leaves next to it are just charring. They're not gonna burn, they're too damp for that.
Hey, friend, fire.
Murray, there's smoke outside. I hope the hotel isn't gonna burn down around our heads.
Bugger! Oh!
As long as Murray's outside putting out the fire, I can take Angelina's key unnoticed.
Okay. A little faster there. I don't want to wait all that
I'd like
time.
to have that. The key for room number 13. Hopefully I might find some evidence of Angelina's whereabouts in her room.
And there he comes.
Those little brats. They've no idea how dangerous that is. They should...
the young are really bad.
Okay. Let's get on in there. Okay, we got quite a few things to look at. What are you doing?
Nothing special. A typical bathroom, like you can find all over the world.
Okay. No. Oh, good. I didn't know if I was going to go through the same thing. So, cupboard.
Let's see. A few clothes hangers, a clothes rail, a few drawers. Everything empty and squeaky clean. Also, when I look inside again, the robe's completely empty.
Okay. Blanket.
A thick, heavy, and very old-fashioned bedspread. There are woolen threads around the edges.
Oh, we're going to take it? Yoink!
I can't take the cover,
Oh.
but I can take the wooden thread as a souvenir. It wouldn't be the first time something like that had come in useful.
Okay.
The bed looks old-fashioned, but not uncomfortable. I'm rather tempted by the idea of a couple of hours on it. I've been on my feet for more than 24 hours now. But I really can't allow myself a break until I've found Angelina.
Okay, we've got the TV set.
A completely normal tube TV, like most folks have at home. Should I sit myself down in front of the TV and wait until I see ghostly messages from Angelina and the white noise? Maybe not.
Aww. Let's look at the cupboard below.
A little cupboard. Looks rather like an antique. And inside there's... Sleeping potion. Now, could that be Angelina's? Maybe she was having nightmares from all that business. What the hell have I gotten her into?
Yoink. Why is there a picture hanging up there? Creepy.
What's that? One of the pictures I took of Angelina. That's gotta be a clue for me.
Really? Okay.
So it is. There are a few white notes on the back of the picture. Strange. There are 2 sheets of writing paper, folded twice, but there's nothing on them. Either it's a secret message written in invisible ink, or the empty pages themselves are some kind of clue. But right now, though, I have no idea myself.
Well, I see lemons.
A white-painted ribbed radiator. The heating's lukewarm. I don't see anything that might be significant. Angelina must have swapped over the old picture with one of my pictures of her. She knew that anyone who knew her would spot it immediately.
Yeah, so we got a glass.
A thick-walled but relatively squat glass. You'd normally be drinking a drop of the hard stuff out of this kind of glass. A thick-walled but relatively
Okay.
Interesting. Several cut lemons, and there's a sliver of wood stuck in one of them. She didn't eat the lemons, that much is clear. Lemons and a sliver of wood. That rings a bell somehow. A thick-walled but Here's a
Yeah,
few
so it is
sheets of
invisible
writing
ink.
paper. Now, did Angelina make any notes about her investigations? The paper looks completely unused. I won't find anything here.
Okay. Oh, you can still look at the bed.
Huh. The bed's a little to one side.
Oh!
As though it's been pushed around. Maybe there's something under there.
Music?
Now then, the carpet under the bed has been torn up. And there seems to be some kind of metal cover there. I need to take a closer look at this.
Lovely.
There it is. A kind of round metal cover. It was hidden under the carpet.
I was thinking, wasn't this James's cell if
A
this was
round
going
metal
the right?
plate, about 20
So maybe
inches
this
in
is the hole he
diameter.
made?
Maybe copper? Oh, I can't say how thick it is, but it gives the impression of being solid and heavy. There are 5 rings on the cover, and they turn. There's an animal symbol engraved on each ring. And in the middle of the cover, there's a handle.
Okay, do I have to solve it?
It's rock solid. No chance. I probably have to set the right combination.
No.
But I don't know what it is, and there must be thousands of possibilities.
Okay. We've got a glass. Oh, we got a little bottle of alcohol we could put into the glass. Okay.
The glass is half full. The glass is half full of alcohol. Or half empty. The glass is half...
Wait, what?
Great. The woolen thread is acting like a wick and soaking up the alcohol. Looks like I've rediscovered the world's oldest artificial light source. Now there's some alcohol in the glass, and the woolen...
Oh, and I still have the matches. Oh, okay, I thought I got rid of the matches. I thought there was nothing left. Okay, now we can do it. I was like, we need a heat source, but the heater doesn't work. Okay. Weird.
Awesome. My little fire's lit. It was working like that 10,000 years ago, too. Now what do I do with it?
Here you go.
So, let's see. At last. There's Angelina's message.
Help me!
Sunday, 1600. I don't know what's supposed to be so
special about Willow Creek. It all seems so forlorn, poor and desolate. Hopefully I won't have to disappoint Darren. He's helped me so much, and I only now hope that I can help him too. Sunday, 9 p.m. That Porter Murray is a damn shark. He had money off me for every single bit of info. I'm not doing that again. I'll go to the library tomorrow, and there's supposed to be a town museum too. Maybe I'll pick up something there about Darren's castle. Monday, 11 a.m. Black Mirror was built in the 14th century by the two brothers, Marcus and Mordred Gordon. The brothers argued and virtually waged war with each other. To this day, descendants of the Gordon line still inhabit Black Mirror Castle. They will, however, soon die out. The last young Gordon died 12 years ago, having committed suicide. Monday, 2 p.m. I've got something on the tree symbol that Darren discovered on Boris's ring. The symbol is mentioned in the Chronicle of the Gordon family. I also stumbled across it in the library. It's the symbol of a secret society, a kind of sect that wants to summon up dark powers and uses corpses in the process. What if Boris is one of them? Monday, 4 p.m. I found out in the pub that people believe there's a curse on Black Mirror Castle and the Gordon family. Maybe I'll change the topic of my degree thesis. I'd much rather write about accursed castles, though I can't see my good Prof. Hubbard being too thrilled about the idea. Monday, 9 p.m. He's here. Reginald Boris is here in Willow Creek. I've just seen him sneaking about the hotel. What should I do? Is he here because of me? Now, of all times, right when I want to investigate the passage. I'm not going to let myself be stopped, but I'll send off some insurance.
Okay.
Oh, man. Reginald Boris. Angelina had been doing some research, and Boris had caught her at it. Now, he's holding her prisoner, and... does he want to lure me to him? In Maine, he wanted to take me on a journey. Is this all about me? Whatever the reason for all this might be, Angelina doesn't have anything to do with it. She's got into danger because she wanted to help me. It's my fault if something happens to her. I ought to go into the village and listen around. Angelina was there. But I need to be careful. I don't know who might belong to this order that Angelina warned me about.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so we can leave now. She just dropped him herself!
We all know that old one.
What do you mean?
A young, attractive lady is carrying a stack of books and lets them fall at the feet of the hero.
Excuse me? I'm the librarian here, so it's quite right that I should be carrying books around the place. Young, Attractive? Well, I'll accept that. But why do you consider yourself to be a hero?
You're the librarian? Oh, then you can definitely tell me something worth knowing about this place, Miss,
Valley. You're American?
Okay.
Darren Michaels. Do I really sound American?
Oh, yes. Now let me see. Your accent is non-rhotic. That is, you don't sound the phoneme R at the end of a syllable or before consonants. And you have hard A sounds. That's the famous Boston accent.
Awesome. I really do come from Boston.
I've spent half my life in books, so something has to have stuck.
So then you can probably tell a damn Yankee something about Willow Creek?
What do you want to know?
Okay, so we've got 3.
I'm staying at the Gordon's Palace Hotel.
Really? You're letting yourself get ripped off by that old so-and-so Murray?
The building is supposed to have had a terrible past.
That's true.
It would seem that all of the male Gordons were a little bit crazy.
The curse of the Gordons.
Please don't tell me you believe in all that hokum.
I never used to.
You English. You like your ghost stories and all that a little too much.
That's the obligatory village pub. It never was a great place, but since the old landlord left, it really has gone downhill. The new landlord is Tom, the chap at the chili stall. The fair will be here for a few more days yet, but I wouldn't bet that it'll be coming back again.
Interesting.
Well, is there anything about Willow Creek that's worth knowing?
Not a lot. There must have been a settlement there for a good 1,000 years or so. They found remains dating back that far.
Yeah, a stone circle in a forest. So I've heard.
Yes, there's one of those. It really only kind of got going around the 13th century when there was a monastery built in the neighborhood. Also a church and the first part of a castle.
And more recently?
You're talking about the murders. That's 12 years ago now. Let's not talk about those.
Oh, we just keep moving along each topic. Getting a little tour. As we get exposition.
Back there by the town hall is my empire, the library. Perhaps it's because there's otherwise so little going on here. There are plenty of people who like to and who do read a lot. Sadly, often all the wrong things. Trashy stuff and the cheapest pulp lit are in high demand.
The castle nearby, isn't that the famous Black Mirror Castle?
It certainly is. Its inhabitants have influenced things around here for centuries. Sometimes for the good, sometimes rather more negatively.
How do you mean that?
Everything around here belongs to the Gordons. In the old days, virtually everything that went on here was all decided in the castle. Just what could happen in the village, and what could not.
And who lives in the castle today?
Lady Victoria Gordon, the last of the Gordons, her old butler Bates, and her late brother's widow, Lady Eleanor. I think there are a few other servants too.
Yeah, so Bates, Victoria, Eleanor moved in. Huh. Guess she couldn't keep up with the manor after her husband died, Richard.
That's the museum. If you want to know more about Willow Creek, then that's the place to be. At least in the front bit.
What's in the back?
Yeah.
The newly opened Black Museum. Cheap special effects animation. Horror and titillation at others' expense.
She seems to have some kind of personal connection with the murders,
What's
at least.
wrong with the Black Museum? Why should you get so wound up about it?
There we go.
It's not about informing people. Nothing to do with knowledge. It's about putting blood and suffering on display.
I'm afraid that's what folks are interested in.
Because they want to gawk. These are the same people who would rather photograph an accident than help out. They don't share in any of the misfortunes of those behind the spectacle.
Can you help me with a symbol? A tree where the roots reach around and up into the branches. That mean anything to you?
Where do you know that from?
You know something about it?
You ought to forget about it again as soon as possible.
I stumbled across it in Maine, and now I'd like to know if it...
Maine? You come... But you said Boston. I've still got something to finish. Good day.
Miss Valley?
She definitely knows
Listen.
something.
And she's gone. What was that all about?
Library. Let's go to the pub. Oh, we can't go into the library, obviously, because she's not there. This is gonna be a pain in the butt. Never mind, it's closed.
An overturned beer keg.
Yeah, you've got the two windows
Beer filled
here.
with tourists, I reckon. Even here, they're hardly likely to still get their beer delivered in wooden barrels. Empty. Exactly like in this place here. I can scarcely recognize what's on the board. It must have been written weeks ago. The wind and the rain have done their worst since then. Taking into account this country's food culture and the look of the pub, I'm not going to go to the trouble of decoding the culinary delights. The building looks like it was renovated years back, but it's been completely neglected ever since. There's dirt and dust all over the walls. A hose pipe would work wonders. The pub looks anything other than promising. If I was a routine tourist, it would never cross my mind to go in there to get a drink, let alone to eat. I don't know what these kind of windows are called. There are lots of little glass panes and a lead lattice. They're much cheaper than big panes, since you can use broken pieces in them too.
Interesting. And that's about it. The door is going to be
Pub's
closed.
still shut. I'll have to
Yeah.
come back later.
Okay, towels.
Some hand towels which have been hung out to dry. The rooms above a pub are traditionally inhabited by the landlord and his family. Even from down here, you can still see stains on the towels. But I don't need one anyway. That's gotta be Willow Creek's bench.
Okay, that looks like it's it. We have cleared out everything here. Okay. The fair. Gas bottles.
Huh. Gas bottles. A red and a blue one. Probably to fuel the grill, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Chili menu.
Hot chili. Super hot chili. Guatemalan hellish hot chili. Well, looks like they might be selling chili.
What gives you that idea?
A chili stall. A bit tatty. And it doesn't look like there's too much going on. There would appear to be a few different types of chili, but I only see one pot. Willie's Texas Chili. Now that sure makes me feel right at home.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, and that looks like it's it. So let's talk to
Chili
Tom.
stall. A bit tatty.
I was trying to talk to Tom.
Hi there.
What would you
Oh,
like?
gosh.
Normal or extra?
What?
Normal chili or extra hot chili?
I actually didn't want any chili. I only wanted to ask a couple of questions.
Nobody gets paid for just standing around.
All those other folks can wait.
not exactly backwards and coming forwards, are we? I like it. What do you want?
Okay, we got quite a
What
bit
can you
to
tell
talk
me
about.
Willow Creek?
No idea. I was born here and I'll die here, I suppose.
Doesn't exactly sound like there's much going on here.
So there isn't. 10, 12 years ago, it was good here for a while. You could make good money, what with all the tourists. We all thought things were on the up, but it never was. Loads of people lost money, they invested, and then bit by bit the visitors stopped coming.
Yeah, take old Murray and his hotel, for example.
It's still kind of half okay there. He's got a finger in most things round here and takes his cut. There's plenty more, though, that really caught a cold. They went bust. 2, 3 of them hanged themselves.
Oh.
What can you tell me about Miss Valley?
She's a nutter. She's been in the loony bin. She belongs back in there, too. That's what I say.
So, what's wrong with her?
She never got over what happened to her brother.
Vic?
So? Come on then. What about it?
12 years ago. A series of murders. The murder that caused
Vic!
the biggest sensation.
That,
all
yeah,
across
she
the
does
country
have a personal
when little
connection.
Vic Valley was killed. A little boy who was murdered by Samuel Gordon in a stone circle in the forest. In a very nasty way, too.
That's really awful. And Miss Valley...
Oh, she's the sister. She found him the next day. It really screwed her up. Stopped eating, didn't speak to anyone anymore. When she swallowed a load of rat poison, she was committed.
Oh, jeez. And in spite of all that, she's come back out now and is back living in Willow Creek of all places?
Turned up here again a few years back. The doctors reckoned it would be better for her, but once you've had roof damage, then, well, it's always gonna leak, isn't it? That's what I say.
What can you tell me about the museum?
That's another brilliant idea from the town hall. Who, I ask you, wants to see that load of old crap in there?
Okay.
Who are you?
What's that got to do with you?
My name's Darren. I'm studying English literature and would like to learn more about the country and its people. That sound familiar to you?
Should it?
A fellow student of mine may well have been around here recently.
No idea.
You'd have noticed her. Tall, pretty...
Haven't seen her, and I'm here pretty much all day. Hunkered down here. My name's Tom.
Kind of knew that.
So, not exactly a lot going on round here then.
You think I don't know that? Crowds of folk from all over the place. Loads of hungry customers, you said. And then it's getting worse by the year.
Isn't Willow Creek also a bit too small for a fair?
Those clever pillocks in the town hall had it all worked out. They reckoned that people from all round these parts would come here. It used to work out okay, too. Everybody wanted to come and have a look at the murder capital. But nowadays, it's just one big loss maker.
The people just aren't gonna be drawn here by a couple of carousels and a few stalls.
And who has to foot the bill for all these fantastic ideas? Me.
Is the pub yours?
Where'd you hear that?
Miss Valley reckons it is.
You shouldn't get involved with that nutter. She's a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
When's the pub open?
This evening, after I've shut down the store. Those commercial Einsteins in the town hall make me keep open from 11 in the morning to at least 5 p.m. And in the meantime, I've sold just about sod all. If it was down to me, I'd have chucked all this lot here in the harbour by now. Shoved it up the Lord Mayor's arse.
I need to get on.
Okay. Oh, that's it. So we just go here for a talk.
The houses here look just as dilapidated as the rest of the place. The village comes to an end less than 100 yards from here. I hardly think there's a quaint alleyway, a picturesque canal or a peaceful courtyard hidden around the corner. Actually, I'm quite sure there isn't.
Okay.
The library. Miss Valley's Empire. The light is off and the door is locked. I'll have to come back later.
Okay.
Willow Creek Museum. That sign must have cost the townsfolk quite a bit. A big barrel. It's supposed to collect rainwater. Although it's always raining here, that barrel is almost empty. Seems to have a leak somewhere. Although it's always raining here, seems to have a leak.
No, we can still look at it, so that's suspicious. Okay, well... Oh, wait, we got one more thing. The tower.
The clock on the tower is huge. However, it seems to have stopped. That must be the town hall. There's no church in the village, but I saw one on the way here.
Okay, well, I wanted to clear out this screen. Usually I try to end the parts when I've cleared out a whole area or when I run past time, like with Murray. Anyways, I hope you're finding this interesting. Again, slow moving, but it's always been this way. Alter Ego, Black Mirror 1. I hope you're enjoying it. You shall hear from me in the next part.